Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in here on another Thursday night. We got another movie club. I'm excited about this. A couple that I've had the great pleasure of jumping in on some of their streams and actually been on one of their live streams as well. So it was fun to get to turn the tables and have them on here as a guest with my channel. So I'm just going to say anybody that's jumping in here for the live stream, whether it's for the long haul, for a little bit of it, or catching a replay, I really appreciate it very, very much. And, that's why we do this, to have fun and hang out, and we'll just go from there. So like I said, I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to go ahead and bring out here. We got Sam and Brendan of Our Life in Horror. How we doing? Oh, sorry. It was, hold on. This is my fault. No, this is on my end.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, I think I did that. I might have messed something up on it, so I apologize. But all right, like I said, I'm pretty much a pro at this by this point, so I accidentally mute people or not mute people. But Sam and Brendan, thank you for jumping on here. I really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, like I said, was not too long ago. I got to be on your stream and do a little verses and. That was a really fun one. And we had Bo, correct? That was on with us as well. And I thought that was a really good time. So I really appreciate you reaching out and letting me join in on that. And now it's my turn to I guess torch you with my long chatty live stream here. So
it's not torture. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I was just thinking of what's that? The Office, when Michael says how the turntables have turned or something like that. There's a meme where you try to use how the tables have turned, but he says turntables. And I don't know why, but that was the first thing that popped in my head when you were saying that.
I'll probably say something like that too. Like I said, I literally could forget my own name on a live stream. Sometimes I get talking and trying to read chat and, keep things moving along. I could, I know there's sometimes I even read a comment and I'll say something and then my mind takes a second to be like, you said something completely different than what that says on that chat. So it's kind of funny how it plays with you a little bit, but I've had fun with live streams. I know you both have done a lot of live streams. Has that been pretty natural for you, or is that something that you've had to work up to, or, what was your comfort level with jumping into the live stream game?
We jumped right into them. Like you have to have 50 subs, I think, to go live. So once we hit that, we jumped into it right away. That's kind of what appealed to me with YouTube, because we were podcasting before YouTube. And then we were invited onto a live. Sorry, our dog is being dramatic over there.
Don't worry. My dog will probably bark at some point too. So we're all good. I got a dog too.
He's joining in the chat. So we kind of jumped right into them because we were invited onto someone else's and I thought they were cool. What was scary was not knowing if anyone would show up.
Oh, I do that every single time.
Will we have one person or? But it was nerve-wracking in the beginning, but I think it's gone pretty smoothly.
I think so. The nice thing is we basically kept the same format from our podcasts and we just transitioned it over to YouTube. But for me, I know I would do solo podcasts as well, and that was easier than doing a solo live by myself. Like I haven't mastered the art of looking at the chat as well as trying to entertain my guest and then entertain people in the chat. Like Sam has to kick me and be like, "Hey, don't forget about the chat, dude."
Because I usually do the chat. So if he's doing something solo, I'm like, don't forget about the people. Read the comments.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So two things you said there. One, I think there is an art to that. And I'm still trying to figure it out too, especially if you're by yourself with the live stream. I agree with that completely. Sometimes when you have somebody else there with you, like you said, Sam, you can kind of, even if you were reminding him when you were not doing it, but if you're there together, sometimes, if you have a little mental, moment where you oh, can't think of what to say, the other person can jump in. And so it is nice to have that, but yeah, there's an art being solo and, definitely just trying to balance that whole act. And, I will get in the chat here in a second. Like we were just talking about that, but I will get in there in just a second, but just wanted to get kicking off here. But no, that's cool. So you didn't have any reservation. So I think that's very, very natural. Just being able to balance what all is going on right there. But Didn't have any reservations of. See, I was a little nervous having my voice and face live in front of people, and I don't know. Maybe you didn't have that. Maybe the two of you were just like, no, I'm good. It's the whole balancing the chat and everything.
I think I was nervous about putting my face out there because, like, putting my voice out there. We podcasted for a year and a half.
That took a lot of convincing as well.
That took a lot of convincing. I was really scared.
Yeah.
I was like, no one's
For the
going to
podcast?
hear what I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that took convincing. But because we had been doing that for so long, jumping onto YouTube, it was more so the video aspect that scared me. I was fine to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was dead set I was going to do a podcast before I started doing this, but I never started it. I think it was one of those things.
What made you choose YouTube?
I was following so many other people and I was jumping into chats in other people's live streams and I was having a good time and I got meeting people through that as well. So it's one of those things that I think you see that in yours as well, where you have people that return and then those people get to know each other. And so you get people like that saying hi to each other in the chats. And I really enjoyed that. And I don't know, I just kind of had one of those moments where like, I want to do that too. I love that feeling. I still like to get out in people's chats. I still have a good time doing that, but that's where then I don't know. I had this great idea. I got a few things and I was going to kick it off. I was going to do a podcast and then I sat on it for probably 6 or 7 months, didn't do anything. And then that's where I think a couple friends that were doing YouTube channels were like, hey, just try this, if, nothing says you have to keep doing it if you don't like it. And the rest is history, I guess, is what they would say.
Yeah.
But
It is scary putting yourself out there, but once you get used to it, it's fine.
Yeah, like I told my mom that we made the switch full to YouTube and she's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, she's like, I don't think I could ever put myself out there like that. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty easygoing for the most part. Like, and I'm dumb, but I think I have some good movie opinions.
I also, it's a very niche topic too.
Yes.
Like we're in the horror community. So my aunts and uncles are not going to sit down and watch us. Like I don't have to worry about people that actually know me in real life unless they're interested in horror. And then I don't care because it's like, cool, come hang out, like come watch, like that's fine.
Well, and it's funny. I've hardly said anything to people I know really around me. My family knows I do this, but I don't announce it a lot to people right around me. I'm still feeling that out, but I don't know. I'm having fun with it so far. So
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like not a lot of people, like a few people I work with know I do this, but not all of them. And I don't feel like a need to tell them because I don't think they'll give a shit.
Right. Same with mine.
Everyone. I'm an open book and an oversharer, so
Like,
which makes it even worse because sometimes I overshare in lives and I'm like, crap.
Yeah. Like I have like work friends that I know are into horror, like they know, or like they're big into movies, they know.
Yeah.
Or they're basically like my geek friends at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all know, but like the more serious working people don't know.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Well, I tell you what, if you don't mind, I'm going to run through the chat just real quick and then we'll keep on rolling. We'll see what, we had an early one here before we started up, but we had Ryan in here saying, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, Ryan.
So I thought I seen him over on yours before. So
he's our moderator. He's awesome.
It's nice to have a few good ones of those around for sure. Yeah. Got Hall & Oates in here saying good evening. Thanks for jumping in here, man. Got Movie Hunter in here saying evening, everyone. At work watching. Cool. Thanks for.
I watch at work too.
I do that a lot. Yeah. Even pre-recorded videos that people have that kind of turns into my podcast. I'll just, there's a lot of the videos that you don't necessarily need to actually watch the whole thing, but you just listen along, and I do that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Got a highs back and forth. Movie Hunter is saying, I get to listen to Corey and Guess in between screaming customers. LOL. I sure hope you don't have too many screaming customers, but hey, hopefully we can take the edge off of that for you a little bit. But got Prince in here saying, woof, woof. Thankfully, I'm back from 4 days of no internet in Typhoon. Oh, thank goodness. Yep, you're overseas, man. It's early morning hours for you. So hopefully you're all good and glad you got your internet back up and going. Got Laren in here saying hello to Holland and showing his affection to him. If I skip anybody's comments, I'm just kind of rolling through here quick. it's no offense. If I miss a question, just throw it in again. If I miss it a second time, please don't hold that against me because I do that from time to time. Laren's saying, hey, Wilk, Sam, and Brendan, good evening.
Hey,
Hi.
Prince, that beard is the best, Corey. Well, I don't know. I don't know if everybody thinks it's the best, but
did you have that beard last time we talked?
not much of one.
I was gonna say, like, you look very distinguished tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Got the white and the gray coming through there, but I almost always have like a scruff, but about a month or 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I might let it go for a little bit. I don't know how long I'll go with it, but we have very cold winters and maybe it will insulate my face a little bit. So
Yeah, that's what I do
That's what
too.
he does
Yeah,
too.
every winter I just grow it right out.
yep. So I'm kind of thinking about that. I got to this point when I probably wouldn't have started it too early, but I think I kind of looked at it. I'm like, man, I really haven't shaved for a while. And it was got just long enough where I'm like, I might as well just go with it for right now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if everybody in the house is a fan of it, but we'll find out. Always can shave it off. It will come back. Saying hi to everybody. But yeah, no, I probably do look a little different since the last time. That's one thing. I hate shaving, and if I want a clean shaven face, I have to keep up with it a lot. It annoys me. So sometimes it's kind of nice just to be like, yeah, let's let it go. Let it go. So you're going to get a big old beard this winter?
Yeah, it'll look rough. Like, it's not a nice looking beard.
But it's
It's
warm,
not.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I work outside, so
Oh,
yeah.
So that can help for sure.
Yeah, so I need the extra insulation. But yeah, my beard is not nice. I think like in the last few months I've started trimming and like trying to like style and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it doesn't come in full enough or nice enough to actually look good.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy I don't have to deal with that.
I tell you what, it's a pain, but we all got something we got to deal with, right? You know, so Larry saying, seriously, I want Grizzly Adams. I mean, Wilk. Yep. I got a little bit going there. It's coming in all right, but we'll see. Some of it's me getting used to it again too, because it's been a while since I've grown it out even this long. So,
Do you keep it completely off in the summer?
well, I never like razor, like clean shave, but I have
Okay.
like a trimmer that I take the guard off, to the lowest setting. And I just do that. And it doesn't irritate my face as much. So I almost always have like a little bit of just stubble, but
yeah, that's all I do too. Shaving is just so much time.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. You get the razor, just take the guard off and just, you can buzz through it pretty quick and get going. So
Yep.
that is my more than you wanted to know about my facial, hair and
I love it. What beard oils do you use?
To be honest,
Like
this is the first time Sam's like, I'm checking out. That you talked about checking out and watching a movie. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna go watch a movie right now. But this is the first time I'm actually trying some. So
Yeah, okay.
it was you were like, I didn't really want to know, Corey. What was it called? Honest Amish beard oil.
Honest Amish.
You don't use any beard oil, do you?
It was
No.
beard oil and then beard balm. But you don't use the beard balm.
He's writing
all the
it down.
time.
He's very invested in this.
I'm curious because they also like infuse with like helping beards grow thicker and healthier, right?
It's supposed to do that, and then it's also supposed to help with, sometimes, especially when it's first growing out, your skin gets dry and it can get itchy, and it's supposed to help with that too. Keep your skin and the hair hydrated and not get that itchy feeling with it. And we'll see how many people we still have tuning into this live stream right now as I'm going into my beard oil and beard balm. But I have noticed with mine anyway, using those, it helps with my crazies. You get some that are kind of all over the place. So, I think it really did help with the itchy factor, especially I always get that, especially when it's first growing out. So, but yeah. Anyway. Things you didn't want to know about me, but now you do know. So. I love this. This is why I love doing it. You never know what you're going to end up talking about, so you just go with it. Larry was saying this community here on the tubes is the best.
Oh, yeah.
I've ran into a lot of great people on this. Um, I think it sounds like you have as well, right? Like it sounds like I know nothing's ever perfect. You're always going to run into things that are not always happy or people always getting along. But for the most part, I try to focus on those positives. They seem to outweigh the negatives for me anyway. So have you met new people through this, like jumping into YouTube or even podcasting in YouTube, that you have new friends that you consider more than just like, oh, we ran into them on the internet, to like, yeah, they're true friends. And, you know, we kind of talk here and there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got people I DM, and like we talk about stuff outside of horror too. Like the community is one of my favorite things about the horror, because there's not like I don't think there's like a romance community or like an action community. Like maybe not to this extent. I'm sure there's a little bit of one, but like I know there's a Star Wars one, but that's a whole different
Yeah.
a whole different group. But yeah, the community is just for the most part pretty great. Like I even like I'm at work and I'm talking to stories about, I'll be like, oh, my friend so and so, and I'm like, I've never actually met this person. Like
Yeah.
I've only talked to them online. But
Well, and I found the people that I've met in the horror community, like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule, but there's a ton of them that are like super nice, super friendly, and super helpful. And they
Mhm.
want to share. So they don't hold it against me if I don't know, like, oh, you don't know that director, or you don't know this movie, or, you know, they're more like, oh, you got to check it out. Look, please go check it out. And then come back here and tell me what you think about it, you know, after you watch the thing. And that's cool to have people that are that passionate about, you know, their community, that genre of movie that they're into, but they're not gatekeeping it. They want to bring more people. They're like, please come in. I want to share it with you. And have you felt that too? Like when you're jumping into all of this, that you got that kind of feeling as well? Like people wanting to talk with you, join in, welcome you. I know there's always exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, do you feel like that's the experience you've had with the horror community or not? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
Yeah, absolutely. Like we've only ever truly had one bad experience. And like we have people that like I'm not very on social medias.
I
Yeah.
do all the social
Sam
media.
does all the social medias. But like when Sam's like after I get done talking with somebody, I'm like, oh, I really like that person. I'd really like to talk to that person again at some point. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Sign me up for another one.
Sam, get on my social calendar there.
But yeah, we collaborate with people all the time, and
Yeah, and like even like we'll check up on people. Like we'll like
Yeah.
if
someone's not active,
somebody's not
or-
active, or if all of a sudden there's like an account deleted, we'll try to like, oh, what's going on? You know, like, is there anything we can do? I know one of our friends was kind of going through it, and he would like disappear for a month and then come back, and we were very supportive. And like me and Sam spent like at least once a day. We talked about like for a whole month, once a day. We were like, I really hope he's doing okay, because
Yeah.
he's such a wonderful person, and like we understand there's depression and stuff like that. But we're like, if there's anything like we can do, like let us know, because like we care about you and we want you to be okay.
It's so hard being in, like, we're in Canada. A lot of our friends online are in the States, so that makes it even harder to check up on people, but we try our best.
Yeah. No, I've been there before too, completely. So no, it's cool. It's nice to have, it's a nice feeling to have those connections like that, and then have people looking out for you, and you know, you got people looking out for you too, you know, because it's always, like you said, you'd be like, hey, I hadn't seen you post in a few days. Are you, everything good? You know, I hope all's well, you know. You're like, oh yeah, I'm good. Just got really busy or whatever. But it's kind of nice to have that community where you check in on each other once in a while. But
Yeah, and like talk about like when we started our channel, people hitting us up like immediately to collaborate, and
Yeah.
like Nikki,
Oh yeah, A Night of Horror.
Night of Horror, she does a horror panel every Saturday. Like she just hit us up randomly out of the blue, and I've been back on there like
Yeah, you're a regular on her show.
4 or 5 times now.
Sam keeps signing you up, right?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I think she's taking the bullet next time. But I always seem to be the token white guy on the channel, but
They like you too because you're like good at trivia and stuff. So they're trying to stump him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they like to put you through the paces on your movie trivia for sure.
Oh yeah. Like the last thing I was on was The Substance.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We did a conversation about that and talk about like just so Brendan, are you like misogynist or
I know they were all women and he was the only guy.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
the movie
no.
themes.
yeah.
no.
No, I love my woman. And it's like they're like, oh yeah, just trying to. It's almost like they're kind of like it's a little like light teasing.
Yeah.
Well, but that's
But
kind of fun though.
Oh yeah, it was a blast.
I have some friends that, and a lot of them I've met on here, that if they're not teasing me, I'm kind of wondering what's wrong. You know, like, are you okay? You haven't teased me for a little while or something like that. But all right, I'm gonna do a speed run and try to catch up on the chat just real quickly, and then we'll keep going. But we have Gizmo in here saying, yes, I'm still awake, but sleeping now. Hope Mr. Host, brown bearded Santa is great. Have a holly dolly Christmas and happy crappy. So talking about somebody that likes to give me a hard time or poke fun of me, this is one right here, but it's all in good fun. But yeah, Mr. Gizmo, he's from Norway, so he probably is probably sleeping right now. So, but saying hi to Gizmo, got some highs back and forth. Let me see. I'm going to skip some of the hellos and just try to hear. We got our Jurassic Chaos D. How's it going? Saying hello, Corey, and our Life in Horror.
Jurassic Chaos.
Yep. D and Chilo. Yep. On that, they do a lot of fun stuff. They do a lot of amusement parks and food outings, and it's kind of fun to see people doing things outside of our little world, you know, of movies. So I've been doing that more. We're really gotten into a lot of other people's channels because they're having fun with it, and I love seeing their joy for the things that they're bringing out there. So, yeah, D and Chilo. We got. Let me see here. Lisa wants to say hello to anybody that's jumped in. I haven't, like Jinja Ninja here saying, hey y'all, how we doing? I should have come up with a better name when I picked my YouTube name channel. You know, the channel name for my. Some people have some really great ones.
I like it. You said it's a nickname though, right?
Yeah, it is. It is one
Oh,
that I had. My brother did. My grandpa did. We have the same one like through the years. So, yep. Ryan's in here. Corey, who are your top 3 bands? Oh, come on. I am so bad at questions like that. Oh man. It will depend on when you ask me. And I know it sounds like such a cop out. I'll do that like when people ask me my top 3 movies as well, where it depends what mood I'm in at that point. You know,
I'm the same way.
It could be like 3 like super dark movies. It could be 3 like just funny, crazy, silly movies. It could be a mix of them. So yeah, it sounds like you could do that a little bit too. Just your mood drives what you're gravitating to at that time. Man, if I could throw out some that I'll sit down and listen to, please don't think this dates me, but I'll jump. I'm all over the place. So I'll jump into a lot of older rock. So like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, you know, things like that. I love to get into. I am older than some, younger than others, I guess. But the 90s were my high school and college. You know, like I was into high school and out of college before the 90s were over. So there's a lot of 90s alternative rock. So you got your like Soundgarden, your Pearl Jam, your Nirvana, your, you know, things like that I really got into in those years. And then getting out of college, your late 90s and early 2000s rock, I did that like quite a bit too. So you have like your Breaking Benjamin or Trap or, you know, Chevelle or, you know, things like along those lines that I really got into. Now I honestly, I'm all over the map. I'll listen to rock, country, pop. It just depends what I'm feeling like at that time. So yeah. I know I didn't really answer your question, Ryan, but I named some that I really do like. It's like Pink Floyd. I can throw that out. That's a good chill out listen for me at a night, you know, put that on. And my family still makes fun of me. I could sit down and just listen to music like watching a movie. So they'll just be like, don't you get bored just sitting there? And I'm like, no, I'm just chilling out, listening to the music. And I don't know if I'm the only one doing that, but
I'm so go. I gotta be doing something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
cleaning the house listening to music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the way I go with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, I'll try to come up with a better answer for you sometime, but those are kind of a mix of some that I go back to quite a bit. So then I started recently getting into more. Some people were introducing me to some older blues bands and things. And it's just kind of cool to listen to things that are outside of your wheelhouse, and then you start seeing things where they cross over a little bit, where you're like, oh, I can kind of see like this blues. They went into this riff, and I'm like, oh, that kind of sounds like in this rock band I heard, like you can see where influences cross over different things. And that's always kind of fun. Sorry, that was a long answer for that one. Like I said, I talk too much probably. Yeah, Ginger Ninja beard on. Yep. From your picture, you have a more epic beard than me, my friend, but I will take that. We got Cal in here, Cal Daly saying the Wilk is live. Yep. Live for a little bit. Thanks for jumping in here, Cal. Okay, I'm gonna run just to say hi. Sorry, like I said, I still trying to get good at this too. Henry, what's going on? Or Gary saying, "Hey, Corey, thanks for jumping in." So talking about crossing over, making friends on YouTube that do things other than our little world that we're in. So earlier, Dee and Chilo with their adventures with their family, going out to parks and stuff, and Henry here, he's a Fortniter. He does a Fortnite gaming. So
Okay.
yeah, and I think his daughter joins in with him as well. So that's kind of fun to
And they
see
stream together kind of thing?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
he's live, but you can hear her. Like she's not live on picture, but
Okay.
they're on the same team kind of a thing or something. But so I think it's cool.
Fun.
Something where you can connect and do things together. We got KB in here. Sup, party people. Glad to see
Hey.
Sam and Brendan on here, Corey and guys. Which you got to hang out with Mr. KB as well on his
Yeah.
conversation. Super cool guy. He was talking about people. Brendan, you said, when you first started out and you had a couple people that reached out to you right away, like to invite you onto things, to come on a live stream, stuff like that before you've done anything or have anybody following you. KB was definitely one of those people that did that for me. So, and he helped give me that gentle little kick in the rear to get like, what's stopping you? Get going. If you're saying you want to do this, in a nice way, like just do it, and don't wait to be perfect because you'll never be perfect kind of a thing. But
I've noticed a lot of people that we've collabed with go on KBs as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome. And he's been doing it for a long time too. So he's, a lot of people have been on his channel. He's just a great, I don't know. He's got a great show with that. It's something I followed for quite a while. And that's how I got kind of connected with him. And then when I put out a video or two, when I was trying to test the water, if I was going to do this, and he reached out to let me come on his show or, on his stream. No, I was very grateful for that. And I know he's really cool about doing that with a lot of people. For sure. Gizmo, I'm not going to read that last comment, but good night. I hope you have a nice one. He's not a big fan of Rose from Titanic. So if you happen to see his chat in there somewhere. So,
Rose from Titanic.
Yeah, she kicked Jack out the boat.
Yeah, she
Or out
wouldn't
the
like
fucking
move
door.
over. She wouldn't give
Yeah.
room for him to get out of the water. What's we got here? We got Larry. What's going on? The horror cat dad. The beard though, Corey. Yeah, maybe I should have done it sooner. I've been getting a lot of comments about it. We'll see. We'll see if I can put up with it for a little while. But definitely, I don't know. I could see going with it for a little while because I think we have similar winters. It kind of sounds like from what we've talked about in the past. So we got pretty cold, snowy winter where it doesn't hurt to have a little something covering your skin. So, oh, that's funny, Larry. You made me laugh. Hey, Nikki, what's going on? My honorary mom, I always say. She said, "Good evening, Corey and guests. Hope you all having a great one." We are.
Hi.
Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Sorry, I truly am trying to run through here. We got
No
bacon.
rush. You're good.
Well, as long as you don't like check out on me.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
We know how it goes.
Yep. I love it, but it's also that balancing act of like, oh, I'm trying to keep up with it. But Parkinson Bacon, what's going on, man? Saying what's good with you, Corey? Doing good. It's cool to jump in your live stream earlier. So good to see you. Thank you for jumping in. Saying hi to everybody. We got Texas in here saying hey, Corey and everyone. All right, I'm just going to at least try to hit people that I have not said hi to yet. What was that? The ladies introduced Brendan to Tip Drill. LOL.
the BET or whatever.
Oh, the Black Entertainment TV. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was funny putting you on the spot.
You were just
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Still don't know.
Still don't know.
Still
He
don't
still
know.
hasn't looked it up.
No. I know what it is, and I know we did get it here in Canada. I just never watched it.
Yep. Oh, that's funny because I did remember hearing a comment about that before. It might have been on, maybe it was on KB's. I don't know, but I do remember.
Words getting
on one of the
around
streams.
on
Yeah.
YouTube that you,
Well,
don't know.
At least when
Yeah.
it was brought up, you were on the stream. I remember you were on the stream when it was being talked about, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like without you being around. But
People are gossiping.
yeah, they're gossiping about you.
Did you know Brandon doesn't know what?
He doesn't know what it is. Well, we got Isabel in here saying, Corey, me and Val like your beard. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll have to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to hold a vote sometime of whether it sticks around.
Yeah.
Except there's a part of the summer where it would probably go because it gets pretty hot and humid here too. And yeah, it probably wouldn't make it all the way through the summer, but we'll see. Parkinson Bacon was saying, just sub to all our life in horror. Can't wait to check your all content.
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
So I will say this. I'm good about forgetting this too. So yes, I would say definitely go check content out. It doesn't cost you anything to check out somebody else's channel. Sometimes it's hard to come across new channels the way YouTube throws things out there. So I have the Our Life in Horror YouTube and Instagram links in the description of the video. So I would highly encourage everybody, go check them out, give them a sub, give it a test run. You might find the next channel you really like hanging out, and they have fun live streams and videos on movies. If you don't, no harm, no foul, but it definitely is worth checking out. So the links are in there. Please go check them out for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
But I mean that. That's why I always try to make sure to get those links in there because I think it's just kind of a crazy, the whole YouTube thing where, when we're smaller channels, you don't get the algorithm or what do you want to talk about, just that doesn't always throw your stuff out there very much. So I think this is a great way to introduce, people to other people, and you can check it out and see what you think about it.
Yeah, that's the nice part about collabing with others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Okay. I'm hurrying. I promise.
No worries. You're not going anywhere.
Just like you fall asleep on me or something. But
He napped.
yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you're rested up. Got Jim in here saying hello, everyone. Thanks, Jim. Oh, there you go. Yep. Rush, Zeppelin, and Tool. Yep, those are some good ones.
I listen to the rock channel a lot, but I couldn't tell you who's singing what song. Like, unless it's Motley Crue, because I like Motley Crue, but a song could come on and I'm singing. I don't know who's singing it. Like, I'm so bad with bands. I'm not knowledgeable in music.
I think streaming, I stream a lot of music too, but I think streaming has made it it's at least made me worse with that, where I'll just be listening through a workday if I'm not listening to somebody's live stream or podcast. And I might go through a few songs and be like, oh, that was cool. But I never see the name of the band or the name of the song. Mm-hmm. But in the past, I always had like an album or a cassette or a CD, and you at least knew what CD you had so you'd know who, at the very least, the artist that you're listening to.
Yeah, and you could like look at what song is which number and stuff, and you would kind of almost memorize even what order the CD goes in. And
oh, absolutely.
now you put Spotify on shuffle, and it's just a free for all.
Yeah, it's a good way to find new music, but at the same time, I find a lot of them where I was like, oh yeah, there was that song like a couple songs ago I really liked, and then I don't know, I forgot, I didn't know, I never looked to see who it was or. Laren, I want to know everyone's thoughts on the band Weezer. Do you have thoughts on Weezer?
I haven't listened to Weezer since like Guitar Hero.
I
What's
had
a
I,
Weezer song?
I had fun with
Ah.
them, and oh, it would have been early. It's been quite a while, but yeah, they had the sweater song, and
Say It Ain't So.
yeah, say it ain't so.
Oh yeah, like Destroy My Sweater.
Yeah, the destroy my sweater. Yes,
sweater.
Yeah, I liked them
Yeah.
back in the day.
pull the
Like I haven't
string
listened
as
to
I
them.
walk away.
Yeah, yeah, they're all right. I don't know. I don't have any beef with Weezer.
Prince, oh yeah, he likes to ask, he calls it his serotonin question. So usually it's talking to people that like movies, but do you have like a serotonin movie, like one that if you're in a bad mood or down in the dumps, do you have, and it doesn't have to be your favorite movie of all time, and it can be even more than one, but do you have a movie or a type of movie that you can put in that will lift your spirits a bit and, you know, make you happy?
Probably Piranha 3D for me,
Oh, nice.
or like Anyone But You, which is a rom-com. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. It's a good question. Probably Tremors and Army of Darkness.
Oh, those are both fun.
Yeah, they're just both good times.
Yeah.
I like the party horror, like wild ones, because I don't party anymore, so I get to live vicariously
Live
through
through
those
that.
people. Like they're having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time on my couch.
Yeah, you're like, that looks like fun. It's 9:30. I'm gonna go to bed. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But no, it's always fun. But yeah, no, all those are great answers for it. But, yeah.
What's yours?
Again, it will change things, but I'll kind of I know I've answered this multiple different ways, and I'm like, don't say I'm a liar on this stuff. But so not too long ago, I was mentioning I came across, I just hadn't watched it forever. Not saying greatest movie in the world or everything, but I wasn't in the greatest mood. But the original Wayne's World was on.
Oh,
I put
nice.
that on, and I watched that entire thing, and I chuckled through it, you know, and I was in a better mood after it. So I was using that for my answer for a few of them, because I was just like, I didn't go seek it out, but I just happened to go through, and it was like right at the beginning of it on a channel I went to, and I was like, oh, I hadn't seen that forever. And I'm like, I don't know. And I just left it on. Next thing I know, you know, I start chuckling a little bit, and then and next thing I know, the credits are rolling, and I watched the whole thing. So, you know,
Yeah.
there's probably a handful of movies like that you could throw in and just have a good time with. And,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I could see a lot of them that you said as well too, where you could have fun with it. But yeah, nothing like a good goofy comedy to lift your spirits a little bit. But
I like wore out my Wayne's World tape growing up.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never watched it. My dad did though.
Oh, it's so great.
oh, it's a good one. You've never ever seen it?
I'm sure I've seen it on the TV,
I'm sure you've seen
like when my
clips and stuff,
dad
yeah.
played it, but like I don't know if I actually sat down and watched it with him.
Oh my god.
I don't remember, and honestly, I don't know if it's my humor.
Well, I was gonna say, be in the mood for goofy humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
Yeah.
you not ever in the mood for that, then don't. But you got to be in the mood for like kind of goofy, silly humor. But
That's the movie that introduced me to like classic rock.
oh yeah, yeah,
Like Queen, they have like a whole
Mhm.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Like they all sing along to it in the car in the beginning of the movie, and
Oh, maybe I will like it.
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Cassandra. That's just I love the name, like the line deliveries and most of it.
Yeah. And then yeah, the band that the lady has in there, they do covers of some classic songs, you know, like Ballroom Blitz and, you know, like some songs like that. And I know in the original, I think they've changed it on all the releases now, but when it was originally in the theater, I went and saw it in the theater when it came out with my dad. Actually, it was a good time, good memory I had with him. But there's a point where he's got this guitar he wants to buy, and he's always like going into the guitar shop to look at it. And they're like, "Oh, you're back to see it again," you know, kind of a thing. But he goes to start playing, and he starts playing the first few chords of "Stairway to Heaven," and they're like, shut him down, and they point to a sign that says "No Stairway to Heaven" because apparently that's overplayed at guitar shops or whatever. But then I don't know if they lost the license to it or whatever, but a lot of the releases now, when you see it, it has something, it sounds completely different, but they still point to the "No Stairway to Stairway"
Oh
sign
really?
or whatever.
I didn't notice. I haven't
So-
seen it in so long. I'll have to check it out. It's such a. I was just trying to think of. There's like Foxy Lady in there.
Yeah, yeah. Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
And,
with Garth and
yep.
oh
When he's like falling in love with the waitress. Yeah, sorry. I started thinking about it now.
yeah.
So,
There's so many great scenes, and it's a Stratocaster. It's like it's looking at
yeah.
the Stratocaster. It's
Yep.
like the white one.
Yep.
You should watch it.
You're
It's
like,
fun.
that sounds cute. Or whatever. You're like, that's so nice that you like it.
Maybe we'll try it out in January. Gotta get it's Christmas time right now for me. All
Yeah.
Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Be in a goofy mood for it. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
be in a goofy mood. So, Isabel saying hi to Holland. Let's see here. All right, I'm hurrying. Oh, KB was saying thank you, Sam, Brendan, and Corey. Oh, you're welcome.
Oh,
man.
of course.
Mm.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
We wouldn't say if we didn't mean it, man. For sure, for
Mhm.
real. So, just finished dinner. Nice. I haven't really eaten anything yet, so I might have to do that. Just subscribe to you guys. I'm excited to see your new content.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
But that's where it's kind of cool when
Appreciate
you
it.
get outside of a lot of the people in here, I'd say too, have stuff that they do on their own as well. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool to go check out their channels. But I have had a fun time doing that too, getting to be friends with people doing YouTube channels of something completely different than what I'm doing. And it's kind of fun to see the things they put out and kind of mix things up a little bit.
I found some of the girls that you do the horror panel with, they have channels where they talk about like reality TV and stuff, and
Oh, sure.
I love my reality TV. That I always say reality TV was my first love and horror is my mistress.
I
I
that's
love
a great
it.
line. Oh, okay. Come out with merch. You got to have some T-shirt that has a quote of that on there. You'll have to put that on there. Yeah, you'll have to come over and hang out with my wife and daughter because they'd be right there with you with the reality TV thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Y'all could like pull up and watch whatever new reality show is going on because
Do you
there
ever get
seems
in
to be
on
a
it?
lot of them. What's that?
Do you ever get in on it with
No,
them?
I
No.
choose to not partake in that.
Yeah, same with him. I couldn't like you have a buddy at work who watches reality TV with his wife, but he's not allowed to watch the one where they're all in their bikinis all day.
Oh,
And I'm like, I would kill for Brendan to sit down and watch that with me, and we could just
like you would
judge
even
them.
use that for like to try to get him to do it.
I have. I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
they're all hot. Like, let's sit down and watch.
Yeah,
You're
like
like,
you put on like all
nah.
like the steamy ones, like Love Island, and
Yeah.
what's the one where they couldn't do anything? They weren't allowed to make out or kiss or
Too
whatever.
hot to handle. I
Yeah,
think.
too hot to handle. And then like, I
Like,
think
how
I
many-
watched like
How many different ones can they come up with?
Oh, there's so many.
there's so many. I
Yeah.
debated on watching the one that's the MILF one.
MILF Manor.
Yeah, MILF Manor. I debated it
I've
because
not
it's
heard of that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! I'm gonna ask
Because
my wife and daughter if they've heard of that. And they'll
It's
probably
a
be like,
wild
"Oh yeah,
one.
we finished the second season or so."
It's basically a bunch of MILFs that are looking for love, but it's a bunch of younger guys. And then the twist is that all the guys are the sons of the other MILFs. So they all have to watch their sons date these other
Oh,
women.
that
Yeah.
sounds so twisted. That's
It is.
they're like, let's get some good fights going here, you know. or something.
Yeah.
oh yeah. That was the
Oh,
only one I
gosh.
debated on actually watching.
Yeah. I wish you'd
Oh,
watch Love Island.
That's quite a twist on that one. So I'm gonna have to ask if they've watched that one or seen that. But Jim was saying I'm a 57-year-old ex-drummer, so of course I love Rush, Zeppelin, and Tool. Yep, you got some good drumming in all of those, man. Some great drummers to go after there.
Oh, someone in the chat mentioned The Challenge. I watched that too. I've been watching since I was young, like over a decade.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet. That's where you probably see stuff way before I get to it.
Oh, sorry.
No. I don't.
I
No,
got
it,
excited.
no. It doesn't bother me that you read it. I'm just like, where is it at? Where's it at? Because I was going to try to pull it up, but but no, don't ever worry about that for sure. Oh, Ryan saying, hell yeah, Jim, I'm a guitarist and I love Zeppelin and Tool. I've seen Tool 8 times in concert. Nice.
Nice.
That's cool that you're a guitarist.
And then Jim was saying, I saw Tool twice and Rush 15 times. Wow, man.
Damn.
That's a lot of concerts.
What's the band that you've seen the most in concert?
Ooh. I have not had too many repeat ones. I'm trying to think here. My wife likes country music a lot more, so
Okay.
that's been a present like sometimes where if I know something's coming, I'll get tickets and kind of like, hey, date night, we're gonna go out to the concert and go do that thing. So I've seen quite a few going through that. I know with her we've seen Zach Brown band a couple times. It's an
Okay.
older. I mean, they're not as big right now, but man, for I've seen a lot of good ones though. I mean, I've seen like so when you're going back to the '90s, I've seen Pearl Jam, I've seen Smashing Pumpkins, I've seen Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like in my high school days, those were like big ones to go see. But I only saw them once. There's not too many that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just would get pricey to go to the concerts, and I was in a smaller area, so sometimes they weren't always around where it would be easy to go to. So a lot of times it was just like one time that I'd see them, but man, I'm trying to think if I'd seen any more than once. But I've definitely seen a lot of fun ones. But the one I always regret, I was supposed to go see Metallica with a friend and ended up not being able to go, but it was for when they had the Black Album out, and I I was always so mad that I couldn't go to that one. So, and I never ended up seeing them in concert. So,
Oh,
have either of you seen bands more than once in a
I
concert?
I was really big on Mariana's Trench growing up, so I've seen them 3 times.
Okay.
It's
I
just
don't
so
I don't
cheesy.
know I don't know them. Is it one worth checking out or no?
I don't know if you'd like it. You
Okay.
can look them up.
I've never heard of them before.
Mariana's Trench?
Is it a Canadian band? Or
Yeah,
is it
they are
okay.
Canadian. I'm like blanking at what song names they even have.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Uh,
I'm bad with band names and stuff like that too, for the most part.
every now and then I'll throw them on now for nostalgic purposes, but like I wouldn't
Yeah.
listen to them on the regular anymore.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I haven't been to a lot of other, like I've been to Keith Urban and
Yeah, I've never been to a repeat. I can remember my first one was with 3 Days Grace.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was I don't know, 13, 14. It was when the album Break came out.
my first
Yeah.
was Hillary Duff. Please tell me
Hillary
you know
Duff.
who Hillary Duff is.
Yeah, there's a few of them that I have seen that I liked during that time too. So 3 Days Grace, like Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, some in that era. And yeah, I always thought they put on all of them. I thought put on pretty good shows, but I just never ended up having the opportunity to go see them again. Or I did, and I just chose not to spend the money on it again. But
Yeah. Like we don't really go to concerts that much. Like me and you don't. And before me and you met, I saw Rush once years ago.
I did a lot of raves.
Yeah,
A lot of EDM music.
Oh,
I
okay.
was a rave
All right.
girl.
yeah, I got dragged out to a lot of raves too.
We met at a rave.
Yeah. I saw Post Malone before
Oh.
he was huge, and I don't
Oh.
even remember because I was all fucked up.
I saw Enrique and
but you're like, I
Pitbull.
know I was there, but I just don't.
I found out years later. My buddy that I went with was
That's how bad you don't remember it?
yeah,
Oh,
because
wow.
I don't like with those types of music. I don't really. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. I'm
Yeah.
there for the party experience. I'm
Well,
not
and
here
if
to
you
listen
really
to your
didn't know who he
crap.
was at the time too, like
Yeah.
so I've done that before, and I can't now. I'm going to blank on who I have an example for, but we've had times where we've gone to a concert, and they have a couple openers for them, and don't think anything about it. We're more like hanging out, talking to the people around us, and everything, and then like a year later or 6 months later, some new song will be like, oh, it's the new big hit, and it's whatever, and then we figure out like, oh, that person opened up at that, and we didn't even pay attention. We didn't even know who they
Yeah.
were, kind of a thing. But yeah, if you don't know who they are, you're just kind of there, like you said, for the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run through a couple more here. But Chilo is saying, "What's up? Hey, Chilo, what's going on, man?" Corey dropping in to say hi and smash that like button. Hope all's well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Jim, there's absolutely nothing real about reality TV.
Shh. Just pretend it's real.
Yeah, right. Mark, hey Mark, what's up? Saying hi to Holland. I might have said hi to you before already. Sorry. Yeah, Marcus, we're finally talking music. He plays as well, so he gets into it. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan on his final appearance. Oh, nice. He died later that night, and we heard about that on the way home from the concert.
God.
I mean, not nice about that, but that's that you got to see him live in concert. Yeah,
That's wild.
oh, yeah. Mark, okay, he's putting Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, and Twisted are the ones I've seen multiple times. I know Slayer. I can't say I know the other ones. I'll have to check them out, man. I'm always willing to check stuff out. Laren, wow. Meta rave. Awesome. But anyway, sorry. I was just kind of running through there. I'll put a star in that for right now and kind of go back to talking here on the movies. But I know we talked a little bit. So you started off with the podcast and you're doing the live streams and the YouTube videos now. Why, and I have people ask me this too, that when they finally figure out, it's like, why do you want to do this? Why did you want to do it? What got you started to do this? What was the thing that kind of nudged you to want to put your voice out there, to put your face or voice out there?
I'll let you answer first because you're the one that wanted to do it, and then I'll answer why I came along for the ride.
It's his fault.
It is. Like, realistically, it is my fault. I'm like, who wants to actually work for a living? I mean, that'd be like the end goal, right?
Now you're working. And doing
sure.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a blast talking about horror, and I have always been someone that, like, once I finish a horror movie, I will go and watch everybody's fucking opinion about it on YouTube.
Yeah.
He does.
I've always been that way. And I've always watched lots of documentaries. So, like, I've watched documentaries ever since I was in high school, and I've watched them on repeat like many times. So I've always felt very knowledgeable for the most part. So I was like, I feel like I have a voice and I could get a lot of stuff across. So I'm like, I'm not quite 100% there with like a lot of the social commentaries. I try my best to, but sometimes they're kind of hard to read and which way to go. But I just feel like I have opinion about some things, and sometimes I absolutely don't. But I'll definitely show up and try to talk. I don't know. It's just nice getting out and then talking to other people that love horror like we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of people, really. Like, I found some people, like, through work. Like, it took 8 years to hire somebody that likes fucking horror movies at work, but I found somebody.
You need to start putting that in the application process, right? It's like, name your favorite movies and you just judge them by what they list there or something.
Who are you?
I think for me, like, when you told me you wanted to do a podcast, I was scared shitless. I wanted nothing to do with it. And then I finally wrapped my head around it. I listened to a lot of podcasts. They weren't horror podcasts, though. It was more like health and fitness, or like, I don't know, wellness podcasts, but or gossip podcasts. But I guess I was like, the creative side behind it, I was like, it would be kind of cool to like make segments and edit and like put it all together. So eventually I kind of wrapped my head around doing it and had fun with it. And then I guess with our transition to YouTube, there was more creativity with it, right? I get to make all the backgrounds, I get to make the thumbnails, get to do, I don't know, there's just more editing with the videos. So I wanted to have fun with that. And I guess it's just a way to be social too, like with people that have stuff in common with us. Like,
absolutely
gives us something to do too. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, some couples don't even talk after work, I guess. Right? Like, it gives us something to bond over. We get to watch a movie, take notes, and then we come down here and do this. Like,
well, yeah, you're spending time together and talking. I mean, you have me here too, but but you're But to me, that's like no
Ordeal.
different.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Awkward.
Kidding.
Yeah. But no, but it's like, to me, it's almost, I agree with, I think I have a lot of in common there too, with what both of you are saying. But then to me, it's not any different. So especially with you two, like right there, that to me, it's not any different than like asking a couple friends, like, hey, you guys want to go out and grab a bite to eat and, you know, like hang out and talk? You know, you two might not be talking just solely to each other, but you are spending time together. You're talking together, but then also with the friends that are around you too. So, you know, whether this is like me in this instance and, you know, people jumping in the chat, to me, it's just kind of like an extension, like that type of setting, but just we're on.
It's a way to be social.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have like any. We have like a couple friends that are like into horror, but other than that, like we don't have any friends that are into horror.
And they have families. Like we don't have kids, right? It's like we've got dogs, so we've got all this spare time to kind of do whatever we want. So this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, no, but I ran into that too. So even just movies in general that I'd want to talk about, that I didn't have a lot of people around me that wanted to talk about them as much as I wanted to talk about them. So yeah, this was kind of like my outlet too, to be able to be like, okay, there are other people that want to talk about it too and can hang out and do that. So I have people around me that will talk about movies, but it's kind of like, yeah, okay, that's been enough. Let's move on to the next thing, you know? And, but yeah, no, that's very interesting. I know you hit on some of this too, but I've noticed, I don't think I do a lot, but it can be time consuming, you know, just a live stream in itself, or just planning what you want to do, or, you know, scheduling things out, or if you do any pre-recorded videos. Do you have something that between the two of you, like, okay, I handle this and you handle that, kind of like to split up the load, that's kind of like some of you always kind of take the same roles, or do you kind of just, it's a mix and just whatever happens?
I just
don't answer that, or did I get anybody in trouble? We can move on to the next question.
I do all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
The editing, the networking, the planning.
Yeah, she's producer,
editor, social media
creative.
I'm just here.
But you have a lot of knowledge in the horror genre. I don't consider myself a movie buff. I'm just here for a good time. So like, you bring the knowledge aspect to our conversations, which I'd be screwed without, to be completely honest.
You're getting really good at it though.
I'm getting better because we've been doing this for good. 2 years now. Like I couldn't even tell you a director's name when we first started dating. Like I liked horror movies before we met, but I didn't know any actors or directors. I didn't even know what a producer was or a director did. Like I didn't know any of that stuff, and now I'm better now. But
yeah, I will say I do handle all the interviews.
Yes, he does all the, because I get nervous still. Like I have a lot of social anxiety, which people have said I can hide pretty well, but I get real anxious sometimes. So, I don't even know what it is. Like why with interviews, they freak me out. So I just hand them to him. I'm like, well, book this person and get ready.
Yep.
I still get nervous every time I've done this. So even tonight, like starting this up, I get nervous before it starts. I need to come up with a better countdown music. This one's even different than the StreamYard one that I was using, but it's still very dramatic. And it's like, I need something a little more soothing, maybe leading into that, because it gets like dun, 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 dun. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, here we come. Here we go. It's down to 3. I'm like, I got to say hi. But I think I'm way better than when I started, but I still get the butterflies a little bit, you know, like, oh, okay, we're going. And, but so I'll add that on for reasons why I was doing this, like, just like what you were saying, social aspect, getting to talk to people that want to talk about some similar interests. But I thought it would help me too with public speaking a little bit more. I get really nervous. Like I still have to me, I've gotten a lot better at this, but I still have a difference in my head for whatever reason of standing up in front of 5 people or 20 people, you know, in real life than having, you know, however many people online here. Like to me, I could get a little more nervous with the in-person, and I don't know if this was something that would help me kind of conquer some of those fears, you know, and work through some of that. But
I'm the exact same way. I don't even think I could get up if my sister were to get married. I don't think I could get up and have a speech in front of her family. Like, that's how like anxious I get with public speaking and stuff. And when we go and meet people at cons too, I get super nervous.
You were great this year.
I also quit drinking. So I quit drinking in the summer, and that has actually helped my anxiety levels a lot. But I
great.
get like super nervous with
Yeah.
even collabing with someone new. Sometimes it doesn't have to be even a horror celeb interview or anything, but just
Yeah.
collabing with a new channel. Like, you just don't know what the vibe's going to be, right? I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get like that too. You hide it well, though. I did not know you were nervous. So
Oh, me? Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm a good faker, I guess. No, I would say, I'm not saying like it would be like, if you go back and watch some of my early ones, I probably could tell it a lot more. But I feel like I've come, so it's probably been about a year now I've been
okay.
doing this. And I feel like I've improved a lot with my being nervous or just talking, doing this over that year. I think it's like with anything that you're going to do in life, if you have more reps doing that same thing over and over again, even if you're enjoying doing that, in which I am, but the more times you do it, it just becomes more natural. It's just like starting a new job or whatever. If you might be nervous, like, oh, I'm going to screw something up, but you're doing the same thing over and over again over a period of time. I think you just get a comfort, or at least, I feel like I've gotten more comfortable with that, but I always have that little thing in the back of my mind. I was like, am I going to have enough to talk about? Am I going to be able to like keep people interested in wanting to do this? Have you two be still interested in wanting to be, on here for a little bit longer? But I think a lot of people have that same thing. I think, like you said, some people get good at masking it or covering it up a little bit. I think I've gotten better at that, but I'm not as nervous. I'll say that for sure from the first time, but there's still
You build up a confidence.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So you're talking about your love of horror movies. You both have it. Do you have the same taste in horror movies, or is there a divide in that between what I know there's got to be crossover somewhere? There's got to be crossover, but would you say you have some divergence there in your interests?
Yeah, definitely. Slashers is where we're in common.
Yeah.
We both love slashers.
You like paranormal movies too, right?
I have to be in the mood for a paranormal movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's like, those are the ones that actually like scare me, I guess. But I really like shark movies. I like captivity movies, I think, because I'm a woman and that scared me growing up. I don't want to say the R word, essay revenge movies.
Yep.
I like those. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're-
more of a creature feature monsters.
I can't stand creature features.
Oh, okay.
What's the other genres? I like a lot of religious horror as well.
Yeah, I don't mind them if I'm in the mood, but you're more so.
Yeah, like you're in the torture porn garbage.
Garbage. But with age, I need a good plot. I've learned that. I can't just watch an extreme horror film that has no plot. I get bored.
Yeah.
It's not that it gets under my skin, I just get bored.
Like this girl goes through, like, we'll go to antique shops and stuff and video rental stores, or not video rental stores, but like used video stores, and she'll be like picking out all these dollar fucking straight to DVD movies that you've never heard of or seen, and nobody's like particularly well known in it, and she's like, "This sounds good."
She's got a girl chained up on the back of it or something.
Oh yeah,
You just see the picture, you're like, that cover looks interesting. Let's watch that one.
I'm like, that looks awful, but okay.
It's only $1. Come on.
Yeah. I'm trying to look. She's got a stack of like crap right here.
That's none of those are horror, I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say House Bunnies on there. When did you buy House Bunnies?
At the used video store.
Oh, okay.
I like Anna Faris, and I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Okay, you stuck that one in there.
Yeah.
I actually still have a stack of some horror movies that I did for another friend's YouTube channel. They did like a October challenge for horror movies, and you had to spell out October. So each movie title would be like, start with that letter. You like for O and C and T. And I was like, oh, I'll do all ones in my collection I haven't watched before, because I know there were some that people couldn't believe I hadn't seen yet. And I didn't get too far into it. I still have the stack there. I've watched a couple of them, but still need to get into that. So talking about, like you said, not saying the word, but the ones you liked, one of them that was in that stack that I didn't know exactly what the movie was until I watched it, but it was for the R, was Revenge. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
What'd you
by
think
the
of
same
that?
director as The Substance,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, right. Yep.
I didn't mind it. I liked it. I felt like there was a little bit of
Suspension of disbelief,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I still didn't mind it.
which is
Sure.
like any movie, like really, like you have to. But like that one, that girl was like impaled on a tree,
Yeah.
I know,
Right.
and
she still survives.
and
And
I
then
was like,
uses a Bic lighter to burn it off, to break it
Yeah.
off or whatever.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I can get past this, and
Yeah.
I like critters.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
Yeah.
I
And it's
wanna
not like
rewatch
everything has to be
Revenge.
really realistic for me, right?
Yeah, like I don't need like what's that James Franco movie? 11 hours, 18 hours, 72 hours, 73.
I don't know. It's
With
the
the
number.
hiker.
Yeah, when he's the hiker, and it's like
Yeah,
this.
I have that one. I haven't
survival.
watched it yet. I have it back there.
Oh,
I'm blanking on the number of hours, but 72 sounds right for some reason. But
yeah, I think it's 72 hours. It's like a realistic depiction of a hiker that got stuck out hiking.
127 hours.
That's it.
127. Sorry, I just had to look back and look at it.
Yeah.
I could see it where I didn't know if I could see it from where, but yeah.
Yeah, like, I
that
don't
one
need.
I would check out. I still need to watch that. But
Yeah, it's got some moments, but I don't need everything to be that super realistic. But like at that point, I was like, I like went right through her fucking abdomen.
Yeah.
Like, how do you come back from that?
Yeah. I'd like to rewatch it now that I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
I just don't. When you mentioned that, this went a little different. That when I watched it, it went a little different direction than I thought it was going to. And so when you mentioned some of the genres that you were liking, I was like, oh, that kind of fell into that. And I just didn't know what you thought of that. But
Yeah, I really like Last House on the Left remake.
okay,
And I really like I Spit on Your Grave 2, the
Okay.
newer ones, not the old. I haven't seen the original. I don't know what it is. I think I like the revenge aspect, and I like brutal. I like when like my stomach turns watching something.
yeah.
Yeah, make my stomach uneasy, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm more into the classics. Like I like a lot of movies from the 80s and 80s, 90s. The 70s is a weird era for me. I've never really gotten into it too hard, besides like the well-known staples, but like the 2000s and 2010s.
Well, like
I've
when you
been
threw
good
out
too.
Tremors, that's such a fun one.
I grew
could-
up with Tremors.
Yeah, I
like,
could rewatch that one about any time. That would be when you said that. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a fun one to put on and have a
yeah,
good time
like
with. But
I would I didn't end up stealing it from the video store, but like I basically should have owned it from how much I rented that movie.
yeah,
And like me and my uncle, we were talking the other day, actually, well, not the other day, but the last time I saw him, we were talking about, because he's just like a few years older than me. And we were talking about how I'd be at my grandma's house and there was this car out back and we would play Tremors. So like we would get like toy guns from the dollar store and we'd have to stand on top of the car and we'd shoot the ground and stuff. And I'm like, it was such like that whole like franchise was just such a staple of my childhood. I just can't.
oh, that's a great one. Next, when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I have the Arrow release of that one, and yeah, it's so much fun. That's one I could, heck, even that could be one that there's enough time tonight I'd maybe throw. So it's kind of fun to have some movies like that too that you love and you've seen 100 times that you throw in and you're like, oh, if I get too tired and I don't finish it, it's no big deal. I hate starting a movie I've never seen before and not finishing it in the same run, but I don't have as hard of a time if, like if I threw Tremors in, I knew I'd have a good time. I've seen it so many times. And if I get too tired halfway through it, I can just stop it and I'm okay. But
Yeah, the worst is when you have a movie that you put on and you can't like not finish it. Like, okay, so there's this movie that have you ever seen this? Like, clearly you've probably seen it. Sam's probably not, but like the Star Trek remake, the JJ.
oh yeah.
If I start that movie, I'm finishing it no matter what.
Yeah.
Like I will like I don't know what it is about that movie, but I just become so heavily invested in it that I have to finish it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if
Those
I
are the
have a
worst
movie.
movies
I
because
That's what
like
I was
it
just
could
going to
be.
ask you, Sam, if you had one that you would do that
don't
too.
know if I have a movie like that. I'm a pretty big like one and done with movies. Like I do have some comfort films, but yeah, I don't have any where I'm like, I have to finish this.
Oh,
I
it's
don't finish movies often actually, and I finish them the next day because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a sleepy girl. I like to
Oh.
sleep.
But that's okay. But everybody's a little different with that too, you know, where like I know some people are like, I'm dead tired, but it's like, I got to finish this movie. I started it. I got to finish it, you know.
Yeah.
But I
yeah, I
have a
don't know
few.
what it is.
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
just don't know what it is. That's like the only movie I can think of that like once I start it, I have to
That's so
like
random.
absolutely finish it. Every time it could be 12 o'clock at night, and I put it on. I'll be like, oh, well, here I am for the next 2 hours. This is what I'm doing.
That's I ended up doing that with a few really long movies. This was quite a long time ago where I was watching maybe we'd have some more cable channels that ran movies and they'd run the same ones over and over again a lot of the times. And there were some movies that I liked that were longer ones. And it was the same deal where no matter where it was at in the movie, if I flipped to the channel to it, I start watching it. And sometimes they were pretty long movies. So like one was I like Western movies. So Open Range is one with Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. And it's like a relatively long movie. And that would be one that I'd be like stupid where I'd be like flipping through the channels and it'd be on and I'd sit there and have to watch the rest of it, you know, however much was left of it. And be like, oh, it's 1:30 now. I better go to bed, you know, the movie finally gets over or whatever. But that'd be one. That and Heat I would do that with too. And that was a longer one too when they would throw that on with De Niro and Al Pacino and Val Kilmer, the heist movie.
I
I
don't
don't know if
think I've
you're,
seen it. I know the poster, but I've never seen
yeah,
it.
I really like it. I know some people I don't know. It's kind of I don't know if you could call it a slow burn in parts of it. It's a longer movie, and there's things that build up before a lot of action happens in a couple different scenes. But I always like that one. No, that's a pretty good one. Good bank heist movie. Is what I want to say. But all right, I'm gonna run through the chat here just real quick again.
Yeah,
But,
go for it.
got Collector Movie Man in here saying hi, Corey. Thanks, man, for jumping in here. Larry's saying, see, Corey, everybody loves the beard. Thank you. Didn't know I was going to get so many comments. D was saying, just made it to Obi's class. We'll jump back in after if you're still alive. Well, thank you. Well, thanks for jumping in for, you know, whatever you could. Collector Movie Man's just said he just followed you on YouTube and Instagram.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
We were
Bo.
just talking about Bo. I was like, hey, I know that guy. Say hi, everybody. Hi, Bo. Sorry, I might be a little
Hey.
behind, but thanks for jumping in here. Larry was saying might find some gems doing that. I think talking about your dollar finds at the
Dollar DVDs.
Yep.
If you watched them,
I know I collect them all and then
And
I'd
on the
never
cheap.
get to them.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. That happens to all of us. Eli, what's going on? Saying what's up, everyone. Thanks for
Hey.
jumping in here, man. Yeah, 127 hours or something.
It's a number.
we were trying to think of it. I didn't know if I could see it where I was sitting, but yep, we confirmed that. You're like, Corey, I got beard again. Yeah, there we go. We got beard coming. Beer's coming in epic as all get out. We'll just say that. No, I was kidding.
Drink
Thank
every
you,
time
man.
someone says beard.
Yeah, right. Oh, we'd be having trouble by this point right now. It'd be going downhill. Heat is fire. Yeah, I always like it, but I know. So I saw it in the theater when it originally came out. There was about 4 or 5 buddies that we went and saw that. Only 2 of us stayed the whole time and finished it. Some thought it was boring and left. So it is longer, but it was probably really long for that when it came out. But compared to what movies are coming out to, you know, normally now over 2 hours isn't a big deal. And so it might not seem that long now, but I like it. Man, there's some cool shootout. There's some cool shootout scenes. We'll just say that throughout the thing. And I always had a good time with it. 80s made. What's going on, 80s? Saying there are some so many movies, I'll stop everything, even though I've seen them so often. Yeah. Yep. Happens to us. Hey, Rich, what's going on? Turner Fan 77 saying, "What's up, everyone? Thanks for jumping in here, man." Heat is fantastic, but have you seen Burt Reynolds' Heat movie? I have not. I'll have to write that down.
I don't even know what Heat is.
Oh, the one with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer.
Sam wouldn't know. Way out of her spectrum of movies.
There's no woman in chains on the front of the movie poster or anything like that.
Exactly. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten you to sit down and watch an action movie.
Oh, it's action?
It's yeah, I would say
kind of not on the level of like I don't know. It kind of leans into like the bank heist thriller, like cops and robber kind of theme. And there's a lot of human drama that goes on through the stories of it as well too. So I don't know. Yeah, it might not be your thing, but
it's definitely not.
Definitely not. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dead Presidents is another good heist movie.
I was talking about watching Predator when I got home from work, or not Predator, Gladiator, and you were like, Gladiator, and I'm like,
oh, Gladiator's so good.
Yeah, it's like such a great movie. You've never seen it, and you're like, nope. I'm like, oh, so we adopted our one dog Max.
Yeah.
From a friend, and they always called him
Maximus.
No, they called him Maximilian.
Oh.
And I fucking hated that. And so every time I saw him, I was like, Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Gave the full name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time I say it. So that's what I think our dog's name after. And so I said that line to you, and you're just like, what is that?
His name's Max.
Where did you get that from?
My Gladiator.
Oh, that's such a good one. Okay. But that's all right. No, not every movie's for everybody. No, for sure. Mm-hmm. We got Trini in here saying, what up? Thanks, Trini, for jumping in here. Say hi to a couple other. We got Rich was just saying, just gave a follow to you guys on Instagram and YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And then we got that. We got Laren saying, have you ever seen Point Break 1991, Sam and Brendan? Have you seen that?
Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah. And Swayze, Patrick Swayze. Yep. Sorry, I was blanking on his name.
I haven't. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd be your style or not. It's about like a detective that goes undercover as like a surfer dude to try to bring down this group of bank robbers who are all
Patrick
all like,
Swayze the surfer dude?
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
you get to see him with his shirt off. I mean, so there you go.
It's like
his long blonde hair in there and everything.
Yeah, it's peak Patrick Swayze.
Huh.
Oh yeah, it for sure is peak.
Yeah,
yep.
You might like it. Yeah.
Early Keanu Reeves, peak Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
and you get some guest appearances from some from Red Hot Chili Peppers in there too. So they're some of the gang. They bust into the house. I don't know if you remember the part where he shoots one guy in the foot when they're like coming in through the door. They think they figured out who was robbing all of them, and it was the wrong people.
Oh, okay.
There's some of them from Red Hot Chili Peppers that are playing those roles. But
okay, it's been so long since I've seen it. I remember the ending, and then I think I watched the remake a few years later, and now that's for some reason all I really remember. The snowboarding.
Look at the cover and see if I recognize it. Point Break?
Point Break, yeah.
There is a remake, so we're talking about the original one, but there is a remake of it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't recognize it at all.
Yeah, it just came out on 4K like a few years ago, I think.
Interesting. Action thriller. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Your wheelhouse.
Might have lost me.
What do you like to keep your movies under?
Hour and a half. I'll do out. Oh, I like an hour and a half. Like that's my sweet spot. But an hour 45 is fine too. Anything over 2 hours, I'm like antsy. Like we went and saw The Substance. Thank God that movie was fast paced and like there was no slow spots because I was fine. But in Terrifier 3 as well, I was okay. But
Yeah.
I was really into it. But I really got to be into it to enjoy a 2-hour movie.
Well, anymore, that's kind of like the common time frame. It seems like 2
Mhm.
hours is pretty common anymore, or more.
It is.
Yeah, like back then, like if there was a 2-hour movie, it's going to be good. At 91. That's why Point Break is 2 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got to stick through the good ones.
You could
Okay.
split it up, do it in 2 nights.
I like to do that. He hates it.
Fucking right. That
2-hour
drives me
movie?
nuts.
Oh, perfect. It's like 2 episodes tonight and
I
tomorrow.
have a hard time doing that too, though. I'll admit that.
A lot of people hate doing that.
Especially if
but-
I've never seen the movie before. That I would really have a hard time with. If I'd seen it like 100 times before, then it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, for a brand new movie, new to me, yeah, it's tough for me to stop it and come back to it the next time.
Yeah, you lose all momentum of the movie.
Yeah. Yet I could sit down and watch 5 episodes of Love Island, no problem.
Yeah, so
I
you're
don't
over 2
know.
hours at that point, right? Or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because you get the option to like stop, right? I
That's
do the
true.
same thing with TV too. Like there was one night I was watching From, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch one episode and then go to bed. And then it was like 3 fucking episodes later, and I'm like, I knew I should have just watched the movie that I wanted to watch, but I don't think I could have because I didn't feel like I had that option to shut off at some
You're
point.
not like, it's the commitment
Yeah.
issues with movies.
yeah. You had the dropout option in watching the TV. You had like cutoff points where you could like, okay, I'm done, and walk away from it. The movie, you knew you would have to finish it. But there's only been one time that I've really like binged through something with streaming. You were talking about like, oh, I went through 5 episodes of, that. Or, was when I got into, it was the first season of True Detective, the one with Matthew McConaughey and I'm picturing him and I'm blanking on his name now. Woody Harrelson. Yeah, sorry. Have you ever seen that season?
No, I've heard of it.
No, I've heard about it too, and I've heard a lot of good things. Like Jodie Foster just took over.
Yeah, they did. The latest episode was so like not episode, season. So each season is kind of like episodic, where each season is like a kind of standalone. It's a different story, different characters, and I've seen most of the Jodie Foster one too. But that first season of True Detective with them, it's I'd say if you like horror movies, it goes that route. It's dark and things, but
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like straight up slasher horror movie, but there's some dark things that go through that, and I would throw it into. It is a detective movie, but it goes into some. They're going after a serial killer, if I could say it. So,
Okay.
anyway,
Is it like in the vein of Seven?
I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I would
I
say.
won't like it then.
Okay, you might not like it then, but
Yeah, he might though.
yeah, I would say if you liked Seven, you would like that one. So sorry, Sam, I don't have any good recommendations for you.
It's okay. I'm picky and I know it.
She's very fucking particular.
No, that's all right. That's all right. You know what you like. That's okay.
I have a friend that recommends movies all the time, and I feel so bad because a lot of the time I either don't give him a shot because I know I won't like it, or I just don't like it, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know I'm very picky, and I'm a mood watcher, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, so Laren's just jumping in there. Yes, you should watch Point Break as a couple. There you go. And then
I'm
the
not
90.
stopping halfway through.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. 91 only, he said, because the remake is not that great. But yeah, directed by Catherine Bigelow. Yep.
I'll watch a trailer, and I might commit to it one night with you.
Yep. Laren,
Let me
yeah.
watch a trailer first. I'm a trailer girl too. I like to know what I'm getting into.
Go watch the trailer. You can definitely check it out. Oh, you got your buddy in here. So which
Yeah,
one is
Bruce.
this? You got more than
This
one?
is
Or
Bruce. Yeah,
Yep.
we've got Max who's up in the bedroom because if he was down here, they'd be play fighting and I'd be
Yeah.
overstimulated.
yeah.
This is Bruce. He's a golden and he's 2,
Yep.
2.5.
We have a big old crazy lab. So
Do you?
yeah. He's a sweetheart, but he's a big ball of crazy, I think. But,
Oh, so is
Same
Bruce.
with this one.
Okay.
yeah, he's always fun. But so I was gonna end up getting to all your movies and everything you have behind you. Are both of you into collecting physical like movies and collectibles, or does it fall on one or the other more?
More so
Yeah.
him. Yeah, I like I said, I'll collect my cheap DVDs. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend money on labels and stuff, but I collect Living Dead dolls, and that's pretty much some props. But like your the physical media is all him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that started like when I was young, and I'd go through phases of collecting. So like I started with horror, like um back then my first two DVDs were A Nightmare on Elm Street
Nice.
and Van Helsing.
Okay. Yeah.
Um and then I just kind of took off from there, and I'd collect all the 2003 is where it started, I think, because like Freddy versus Jason, and then obviously you collect all those old 80s slashers on DVD, and then we went to Alien versus Predator right afterwards, so I had to go back and rewatch all the old ones because I get so jazzed up for the new one. And then it was just picking up almost all the new releases that I could. However, the cheapest way I could. And then
Sorry.
To get in. No, I don't care. Like I said, you'll hear there's a good chance 9 out of 10 times my dog starts barking and stuff.
He's all worked up.
No, it never bothers me.
Let's see. And then through high school, I was collecting like everything from gangster, like the classic gangster movies. You really want to get in on this?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Come on.
Hey, dude. I got him. You can talk.
This is
You
like
focus.
that's like my dog too. Like when he decides he wants attention, he's gonna let you know he wants attention.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I had somewhere around, I think, 1,200 DVDs before I finished high school, or just after high school. Just everything, comedy, like the raunchy comedies that were coming out at the time were great too. So I had a bunch of those, and then I went through like a Best Picture phase and all the classic gangster movies, and then I stopped collecting. I had this huge pile of like horror DVDs, and then I stopped collecting for a few years to focus on partying. And then I met Sam, and she bought me 3 Blu-rays,
And then it started again.
and then it started again, and it
So
hasn't
so
stopped.
Sam's fault
Yeah, kind of.
to start.
I mean,
back
like-
up again.
Yeah, like I quit partying, like we quit partying, and I was like, well, I'd like to really get back into collecting, because I'm just learning about like boutique labels and the collector's editions of Scream Factory. That's where I started.
Yeah.
My first one was I think Army of Darkness. I bought the out of print Blu-ray Steelbook, which was expensive, but
Yeah.
well worth every penny. And then, yeah, I just took off from there. So I just started like buying up all Scream Factory movies, anything I can get my hands on, really. And then I got into like some Arrow stuff, and now I'm just kind of I'm really liking what Kino Lorber's doing lately, because I think
Yeah.
their prices are on a very fair point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just sticking to horror now. I've sold all my other stuff. I just want a nice, clean horror collection. If I do get something, it goes in the upstairs, like your selection of movies. Like,
I've got like Mean Girls and my rom-coms upstairs in a little cabinet.
yeah,
Christmas movies.
Separate those out.
They're the rejects.
well, I wanted to watch
That's
Twister, because
funny.
I don't think I've ever seen Twister,
The original.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and like I had the opportunity to pick it up on 4K, so I'm like, well, we'll get that. And then we got Twisters too on 4K, because he really liked that one too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll get Twister, because I want to see. It'd be nice to go back and watch a Bill Paxton movie that's not like a horror, and he's not gonna. I know might not. Like, I don't know how Twister ends or not, but I'm like, maybe Bill Paxton will get a happy ending at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I'd love to see that.
Well, that's a good one. That was one I saw in the theater when it originally came out too. But I like it. I know some people can go back and be like, oh, it's kind of dated, but I was like, that's kind of the charm of it too. And like you said, you get Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. I think they do well together on that movie. But
Okay. Yeah, I have to check it out. But yeah, like it's all horror. Like unfortunately, I got to do some. Like the hardest part is like keeping it organized, and
oh sure,
space is always an issue.
You need to build some more shelves.
Yeah, like instead of buying another shelf, I think I'm gonna try to build a shelf, like a custom one.
yeah, make it fit your spot and maybe save some money.
Yeah, I don't know. Boards are pretty fucking expensive.
I know, but
So-
but I guess
Really
at the
tough
very
one.
least with a custom, you could have it perfect and not have wasted space. Like oh, that one's too big for my space, but then the one that can fit leaves a lot of extra or something. You can make it exactly the size you want.
Yeah, exactly. Like these bookshelves that we buy are like, there's like, I don't know, like 6 inches above, like maybe not even 6 inches, like 4 or 5 inches. It's just enough room where you can't put one on top, so you have to lay it down flat. Like
Yeah.
it's these ones over here where all my boutiques are.
Yeah,
They're not like this one's all DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a little like cabinet over here that's also just full of DVDs that we haven't watched yet, so they don't get displayed because they haven't been seen. But that's probably why they aren't being watched, just because nobody can see
They're
them.
hiding.
you forget about them over there.
Yeah.
The forgotten ones. I can't remember what we hit on this, but Larry was saying, what impact did Jim Carrey have on your childhoods? I don't know, where did that come from?
Where are
I
you
might have
getting
missed
this from?
something.
Is it because I'm like exaggerating like a lot?
I
Like I
don't
move
know.
around quite a bit?
I
Because
was
Jim
like, what
Like
did
Carrey,
this guy has
Yes.
seen Jim Carrey.
I did watch the shit out of all Jim Carrey's movies as a kid. I didn't like Dumb and Dumber. I feel like I hit that one at an age where I had surpassed that kind of level of comedy. I don't even want to say that because that just sounds bad. That's just trying to make me sound like a smartass.
Well, you could say like
but
that subgenre of comedy. There's
Yeah.
different areas of comedy, just like horror.
Yeah, so it's like by the time I hit that, I'd moved on from that subgenre of comedy. Like I still love, I
Oh,
could
I-
still go like Ace Ventura. I could still go back and watch no problem. The Mask.
That's why. Jim is
Okay, because he's
Canadian.
Canadian.
Sorry, I wasn't connecting the
This
dots there,
makes more
Laren.
sense. Neither were we.
Because I was like, where?
He,
I don't remember talking about him.
he grew up not too far from us too.
Yeah.
Like like real close. Like I have a buddy and his mom went to high school with him.
I remember kids in school doing projects on him, like
Yeah,
Oh,
I
just
did.
because he's so local.
I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up on Jim Carrey hard. I didn't even know Jim Carrey was Canadian when I first like fell in love with him and his movies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We had a couple. Hey, Bruce.
Bruce.
And Bruce steals the show.
He's
he was trying to.
he's
Yeah.
named after the shark in Jaws.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone
Nice.
thought he was named after Bruce Campbell because you love Bruce Campbell, but
Yep. No,
That's
yeah,
he's
I,
the shark.
I convinced Sam to name him after the shark, and it turned out to be so fitting because he was such a fucking biter. As a-
Oh my god, his
So
little
you're
baby
like-
shark teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, that really does fit.
Yeah, he's an ankle biter.
80s was saying disaster movies are one and done for me. Twister is a good movie, but I find it boring. Hated Twisters as well. I know they're hit or miss with those. I know some people are like, oh, so awesome, and others that don't. But yeah, that's where they hit different for different people
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I like most of them. I haven't watched a good one in a long time. That's why I'm excited to revisit Twisters or visit Twisters. But like, I really like. Everybody shits on the core, but I really like the core. I think the core is a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
What's the core?
So the
Yeah.
Aaron Arquette's in it, and the Earth stops spinning. So like they have to drill down into the core and set off a bunch of bombs in order to try to restart the magma to get it moving again. Otherwise, the world will just the sun rays will like burn through the atmosphere and light it up into a big ball of flames.
It's one of those like disaster movies, kind of like along the lines of like Armageddon even, or what was the one that everything froze that has Dennis or not
Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
I loved
it's
that one when I was
Dennis
little.
Dennis
Dennis.
Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
I've been wanting to rewatch that.
Yeah, no, you were just talking about it the other day.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. They used to play disaster movies in school, in elementary school. I feel like in science or
Just
something.
to calm you.
Probably. yeah, that's
Calm
it.
you. Like, hey, look, this is what's that could happen. No.
I feel like it was science class or something. They would play them.
It's so weird. We never watched that.
Hmm.
I actually tricked my teacher into letting us watch Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah?
Unrated.
Nice.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I think we were in grade 8.
Okay.
But yeah, like I just brought the DVD in just to have it as itself so they couldn't see the case and the big unrated on the Dodgeball.
Nice.
And then by that point it was like too late. So they're like, all right, go for it.
That's
There-
funny.
It seemed like we always had some movies when we were young in school that they would show us like, I was like, did they just try to make us cry? But they were like, they would show these movies all the time we were in like elementary, but I think it was their way of trying to like introduce kids with the idea of death and, like, and it's a natural thing and coping with it kind of a thing. But there was like some that were, have you ever heard of Where the Red Fern Grows?
Sounds so familiar, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I know that title.
It's a tough one for dog lovers. I'll just put it that way and leave it there.
Oh,
Yeah, and we're watching that as elementary kids, and we're all like bawling. And I'll admit I was bawling because but I was like, why did they do this to us? And I can't remember. There was another one too that was just, why are you showing these to us? But yeah, I think looking back at it, it was the whole like, well, it's about time they learn about death, and like show you these movies that, anyway, but yeah, I think that
the worst movie I saw in school was The Miracle of Life, where we had to watch a baby being birthed out of a woman's hoo-ha. And I was like, why are we watching this? Why am I watching this baby come out of this?
It's for science.
For science. Yeah. No, thank you.
And then begin your love of horror movies after that.
Yeah.
No, the gory
Why I
horror
don't want
movie. No.
kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. I was talking about earlier too, like I know I don't do a ton of things on YouTube, but I know it still feels like it takes a bit of time, and it's like even the little bit I do, trying to fit it in to do that. So do you find that the two of you have problems balancing, regular work and life stuff and things outside of this with the things that you want to do with the channel and just balancing those?
We did during October.
Yeah, October I
Had
booked
trouble
a
balancing?
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, like we could barely get, like I got to the point where I couldn't even watch, like, because I was also working weekends throughout that month, so like I couldn't even get a movie and that I needed to watch. I managed what I missed. I missed Night of the Demons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the original Night of the Demons. So
It was spooky season, and it was our first spooky season on YouTube, so we really jam-packed it, which is a learning lesson. We won't do that again.
Yeah.
We're trying to have a lighter schedule now with the lives, like maybe 1 to 2 a week max.
Yep.
And that way we can have time to go on other people's channels if they invite us, or have time to just do a movie review, like a pre-recorded one, like that we can upload, right? Or have time to go to a new movie at the theater and not feel like we have to like fit it in, like, or just have a life outside of horror as well, which we don't have much of that, but every now and then I want to watch a rom-com or a Christmas movie or something, right?
You got those reality TV shows you got to keep up with too, So.
I watch those at work, so I'm solid there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, I was curious because I fell into that a couple times too. I consider myself still pretty new with all this too, but where all of a sudden I was trying to do quite a few things on my channel, and then people asked me and I said yes to quite a few things. The next thing I know, I'm just like, oh, this whole week I got something almost every night. And then like you said too, like, not that I didn't mind the movies I watched for that, but I never had any choice of what I was watching for like couple weeks straight, because it was all movies I needed to watch to get in for the next live stream, or I still enjoyed that, so I'm not complaining about that, but it is kind of a weird feeling when all of a sudden you know, a new movie comes on to one of my streaming services, or you're like, oh, that looks good. I'm like, I don't have time to watch that. I got to watch,
Mhm.
you know, 4 more movies before the next couple nights or something. So,
It makes it hard, especially as a mood watcher. Like
mm-hmm.
when I'm obligated to watch something every night of the week, like that's going to start to feel like a job for me and I'm not going to have fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got to make sure it stays fun and you
Yeah.
can kind of, and plus like if a new movie comes out, we want to try and drop a review for it that night or the next day. And it's like, now we can't do that. We're not staying on top of the new releases and I
Yeah.
don't know. Got
So,
to have a little bit of leeway.
yeah. So next October might be a little different, huh?
Yeah.
Might rein it back a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
especially
part of the
because
learning
October
process. Yeah.
and all the horror movies drop in October too.
I know.
Like
So you got a lot to
the
watch
new
anyway if you
ones.
want to keep up with them. But,
Yeah. And like it's kind of nice because I don't think there's that much being released this month
Yeah.
in terms of horror. So
There's
it's like,
some oh no, those are just Christmas movies, not Christmas horror. Don't worry about it. I just got excited about my Christmas Netflix movies, but
oh, I'm just talking like theater wise. Like there's not a much like we've been doing like the theater this year for a lot of new releases, and that's like the first time we tried to keep up with a lot of them. So that was sweet because I love going to the theater. But that's hard too, especially if you start like.
Bruce, get down.
Hi.
I want attention.
You go lay down?
Yeah,
He's good.
Go lay down.
Fine.
he's all jazzed out. He's trying to
So-
grip me.
So the two of you aren't heading out to Gladiator 2 when that comes out in the theater here?
No,
Same.
I debated it.
I don't even know what Gladiator is.
Well, that was the one we were talking about earlier that you hadn't.
Oh,
That you
right.
wouldn't
watch.
Yeah, I really don't know what it is.
The first one.
It's a revenge tale, if that helps.
Yeah.
It's a timepiece.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know if I've seen this or not now.
It's got Russell Crowe in it.
The
Joaquin
original.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
The second one I've
Was
heard.
there a show?
No, you're thinking of Spartacus.
Okay, because I've seen some of the show.
That's Gladiator 2, babe.
Oh, sorry. How do I find?
That one, yeah, that one there.
No, I think it was a show I watched.
Yeah, it was probably Spartacus. There's lots of wiener in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Spartacus. Yeah.
Yep,
'cause I
that's
think
the
it
one
was-
you watched.
Because I think I was watching Game of Thrones and then I got in the mood for that.
Oh, okay.
So that probably makes
That's funny.
lots of wiener.
Yeah, lots of wiener in it.
That was my exception to not watch a horror movie. There was that in the movie or in the show.
Nah, Spartacus was great. Spartacus was a sweet show. Except like it sucked because the guy that originally played Spartacus died.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I
Mhm.
definitely watched. Yeah.
And then when
I
they
haven't
made that
seen that.
switch over. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna write it
No,
down.
it's actually the first two seasons are actually really good. Lucy Lawless is in the first two seasons.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember. That's the other guy that's in it. As soon as you see him, you'll be like, "Oh,
I know
yep,
him."
of course, yeah. He's in the Mummy. He's I think he's Ivy's brother or something like that. I can't remember what his name is, but he's in it, and he's just like fantastic to watch. But yeah, the first two seasons are really good. And I can't really remember the rest because the first two seasons were definitely the best, I think. But it's good.
Yeah. Holland was like, what? He's not named after Bruce Almighty?
No,
Going back to the Jim Carrey thing again.
yeah. As much as I love Jim Carrey, he's fallen off the map a little bit for me.
Yeah. Larry was like, I watched that. Oh, maybe the red fern grow. Where the red? I can't say it right. Where the red fern grows. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to make us cry in grade school in the U.S. apparently. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Saying greetings to Corey,
Hi.
Sam Brennan, and Flip Friends. Thanks for jumping in here. Yeah, no, it's I have tried to get out to the theater a little bit, but I have not a lot. I'm kind of out in the country a little bit, so it's a little bit of a drive, not crazy, but like, round trip, it's about an hour, so you just got to like plan into those things. And sometimes I end up, I got something I haven't watched back here or something's on streaming and I can just sit on the couch and that hour could be almost another movie being watched, if I almost watched two movies instead of, going in. But one that I saw earlier in the year was Late Night with the Devil. And I had a really good time with that, seeing that in the theater. But I don't know if you've seen that one at all. But
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't go to the theater for that one though.
Yeah, we just waited until it dropped on Shudder.
Yeah,
it's okay if you didn't like it too. So you won't hurt my feelings. But
you
I
liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
It was a
didn't
little
really
different.
care for it too
Yeah, it was
much.
different.
I didn't mind it, but
I had to. Fuck me. I watched it twice, and I think both times I fell asleep within the last 20 minutes of the movie.
just because he was
Oh,
tired, not because he
yeah.
wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
it
it's just because
happens. It
Mhm.
happens.
And each time I was like, fuck, I just gotta start this movie from the last 20 minutes and just finish this fucking thing.
That's always fun. I've done that before lots of times where you go back and like try to find the spot that you last remembered before you fell asleep. And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure I saw that. I'm pretty sure. And, no, I haven't seen that yet. And so you back up.
Oh, yeah, and I hate that game.
No, I know. No, I've done that. Done that plenty of times because usually I'll I have my bigger TV and stuff down in the basement, and sometimes you can hear upstairs from that. And yeah, I have a couple times where I walk up and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie, and my wife will be like, yeah, I thought I started hearing you snore or something down there. Not like super loud, but she'll be like, I think he's out. But it happens. You get comfy.
Yeah.
But do you think doing this? So I know you definitely have differences in movies you like. You got some crossover with it, but doing this together on the YouTube channel, have you found that either there's more things that you've come together and maybe enjoyed together that maybe you didn't think you were going to, or anything that you think that's kind of strengthened your relationship together of talking about movies and movies you enjoy, like you're just going through this whole process, doing, this, sitting down, talking like this, or doing reviews or going out to watch movies. Has there been anything that jumped out that you're like, yeah, I think this has been a good thing with us in this hobby that we have together?
It forces me to watch movies I might not have picked up otherwise, I guess, because
there
if
you
he
go.
wants to watch something, and sometimes I might even like the movie.
You do like them most of the time.
Sometimes.
Like, I made her watch the remake of The Blob.
Oh yeah, I did like that.
And I know that you were like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this, and then you ended up like being like
Slither too.
Slither.
I
yeah.
loved Slither, and I did not expect to.
I got that really cheap on digital and I have not watched it yet. So I have that to watch here. So
Oh, you've never seen it?
never seen it.
Oh,
Never seen
you're
it.
in for a treat.
But I have it. It's there waiting for me, but
Yeah, you're gonna like it. I have a good feeling. If you like The Blob, you'll like that.
oh yeah.
I think doing the channel too, like he loves going to the theaters and I don't love it. So it's kind of forced me to go to the theaters too, I guess,
Yeah.
and do something he likes to do.
Yeah.
Can't always do what I want to do. We have a bit of a drive too. We have to drive out to like Waterloo.
Yeah, we go to
So
Waterloo.
it's a good 45-50 minutes
One
for
way.
us to get
Well, yeah.
one way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's yeah,
Um,
further than me. Yeah.
We have a theater in town, but it's really crappy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it gets us out of the house on a date night
There you go.
because
Yeah.
I don't love the theaters, but
And we have to talk to each other the whole way there. And, so I can't remember what was it. I heard on the radio like a long time ago that you're supposed to talk to your significant other for 30 minutes a day.
Oh, I failed at that one.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've ever failed that.
no,
Unless we're mad at each other, maybe. But like
Yeah.
that hasn't happened in a long time.
we just get along really well, which is good for dating. But
I'm very sarcastic, so I was totally joking. But there are times, especially when the kids were younger, there are probably days where it was hard to get 30 minutes of like constant, like 30
Yeah.
solid, because it was like get up and you're getting everybody ready and you're trying to get yourself ready. And then, after work, I'm taking one to this practice or this game and you're taking the other to this one. And then when you get back home, there might have been some days that we were talking more in text messages than actually verbally talking to each other, but it's changed
That
quite
makes-
a bit because our kids are older and now pretty much out of the house. But
yeah, that makes sense if you have young ones. Like we don't have kids in the house that we have to take care of or take to school
Yeah.
or anything. It's just us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
us and our dogs. So
We don't have a choice.
we
Yeah,
have to talk
right.
to each other.
I want to talk. Come here. You're in the house.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Oh yeah.
It's a small house too. We can't escape each other.
No. Yeah,
That's
like our
funny.
basement's like we're in it. It's like just totally unfinished. But like this is our recording studio, and then upstairs, so basically I get the living room if we want like space away from each other. I get the living room, and Sam gets her bedroom.
And we can see each other from the bedroom and the living room.
Yeah.
So he's watching his movie, I'm watching whatever I feel like watching, and sometimes we're sending a text. But like,
Yeah. Stop looking at me. No.
Yeah. Like sometimes I'll be able to hear what she's like watching, and then I'll just be like, what are you watching over there? I know that score from something.
Yeah. Is that a new reality show you got going on there? Oh, that's too funny. I saw a couple other people pop in here. I'm just gonna say hi real quick.
Mhm.
We had Steve. I said hi to. He was saying hi to everybody. We had Tiana in here saying hi everyone. Hi Tiana.
Hello, D.
Hi.
Thanks for jumping in here. Everybody saying hi to Tiana. Tiana was like 30 minutes, damn, to talk to each other.
It's a
She's
long
a
time.
yeah. Laren said this too. Yeah, Tiana's another fellow Canadian.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
We're in Ontario.
Yep.
I think
Woodstock, Ontario.
she's not in, but I think she's towards Vancouver area. But I could be
Okay.
wrong. But I thought around there. But
Never
so
been there.
No, me neither.
I have once.
Yeah.
I have once
nice.
we did a little. Oh, okay. I was wrong. Tiana says Ontario also. It hasn't popped
Oh,
up. on
cool.
mine.
Watch
Oh.
for neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're Woodstock.
Southern Ontario or northern?
I grew up in Cambridge.
I grew up
Is
in Norfolk
Ontario
County.
near Toronto?
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Okay.
like an hour. and a
Okay,
half
that's probably why I thought, because I
from
think
Toronto.
maybe that's the thing. Oh yeah, there she goes. She goes near Toronto, about 2 hours away. Okay.
Okay.
Peterborough Way or Hamilton Way?
We're not stalking you.
Yeah.
I swear, you don't have to tell us.
Oh, I've heard of Belleville. I've
Belleville.
heard of it.
Sounds familiar.
I don't think I've been there, but I've heard of it.
Cool.
You're throwing out all the things that we won't know what you're talking about. Where are you at?
Exactly. Nobody can like actually search.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. There's no possible way to do that whatsoever. But yeah, no, cool. So both of you love horror movies and you've been watching them for a long time. Do you still find any new ones that come out that honestly scare you? Or do you just get entertained by them? But do you have any that still have somewhat recently honestly scared you?
There's a couple for me, like Hell House LLC really got me. And then I think movies that are super claustrophobic, or something that induces anxiety. I guess that's like kind of scary. Like the movie Fall,
Yeah,
sure.
that was the one that came to mind for me too.
or like As Above, So Below. That one is super claustrophobic. Some shark movies, some of the shark movies are stupid, dumb fun, but there's some like the 47 meters down ones, like those ones make me super, like I almost have to like take a breath sometimes because I'm like, oh my god, I can't breathe down there.
Oh, sure.
But as for like scary, like yeah, probably Hell House LLC. That Haunted Ganjam Asylum, whatever that movie is.
Oh, I have
I
that and I haven't
almost
watched that. I have not
I
seen
almost
it.
covered my eyes. We just watched it a couple weeks ago and I was like almost about to look away because I was so scared. That
Okay.
movie's scary.
I was going to say that counts for sure. If it makes you cover your eyes or look away. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that movie's so
Oh.
effective. I haven't been scared like that since I was in high school.
I got to be ready for that then. I bought that actually on a big sale a long time ago. And I think you get in those things where you buy a bunch, like we were talking about earlier, you buy a bunch
Yeah.
and you don't always get around to watch it all. But so I do
hope
have
I
that
didn't-
one, but
I hope I didn't overhype it for
no,
you.
no.
But a lot of people say the same. It's scary.
No, I just think it's good to know, I think in my head, because I do like those as well. But like we were talking about earlier, I think that's something I have very, in common with both of you, where I'm definitely a mood watcher. So I just got to be in the right mood to have that type of movie, and
Mhm.
that's good knowing in that. But But I know we're running up on the 2 hour marker here. I know that I've probably been keeping you probably to the length where you want to. So we definitely can wrap her up for tonight. But I would love to have you guys on again sometime and hang
Absolutely.
out and talk more and everything. So if you don't mind hanging on for just a minute after we go off live, but I'll say again, thank you so much. And then everybody that's been in the chat tonight, I appreciate it so much. Whether, like I said earlier, the long haul or part of it or the replay of this, always appreciate it. That's why I love doing the live streams, is having people hanging out with us and talking with us. So before we do go off live, like I said, I have your links in the description for people to go check your things out. But do you have anything coming up here, pretty soon that you want to throw out there that you got going on?
He's looking at me.
Yeah.
Saturday, we are going to be doing a live review of Ravenous. I never know how to say it.
Yep.
With Beyond the Grave Media. And then Monday, we have Sledgehammer Horror coming on, and we're doing a top 10 movies from 2010 to 2019.
Yep.
And then we are doing a live movie review of Teeth next Wednesday with Mike and Serial.
Yep.
And then we've got some other stuff, but I can't remember. That's as far as my brain goes.
No, that's all right. That's about how far mine goes as well, too. So Laren was just saying this has been delightful. Have a great evening or night, everyone. Excuse me, as I'm choking on air, apparently. It says, I'm going to explore the channel for sure, Sam and Brendan. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for chatting with us.
But yeah, like I said, thanks again. I've had so much fun being on your channel and hanging out and then running into you and, being in the chats and everything. So appreciate it so much. And hang on just a moment, but everybody else, thank you so much. And we'll be hanging out here again soon. I appreciate you all coming in and joining in with us, making a fun night. So we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks, everybody.